Dr. Jewel Tankard. I don't know if she's with Dr. Ben Tankard, but I'm gonna bring on the here.
Hey, oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. I love you and Wanda. Wanda, I've been vibing off of your IG videos. Girl, I love it. Keep it going. The salsa, the cooking. I'm like, give us life, Wanda. I absolutely love it. My honey downstairs doing an interview right now. Otherwise, he would be on here. But man, I'm so grateful to God. There's so many articles out there right now. There's so much going on in the world right now. Anytime there were huge pain points, right, Randy? We saw tons of people become wealthy. I don't say tons of people, but there were always people that became wealthy during times of recession and depression. And, I'm so grateful to be partnered up with people like Randy and Wanda who are also getting the bag, very aggressive and doing things in real estate. And I'm so excited. We got a new show that we're actually working on. We're going to be doing the sizzle called Detroit Deal Makers next week. And it's so cool because it's just about real estate and how I've been able to go, and me and some of my business partners have been able to go in the inner city of Detroit and buy these properties cash and rehab them and put solid tenants in there. And so that's been extremely rewarding. And I've been able to do a lot in oil and gold and silver. And so let me tell you guys right now, and I'm not saying this because this is what I want it to be, but we're right now in the first phase of a recession. We're going to begin to see tons and tons of things pulled back. We see LA is being closed again. We see Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. Dr. China, I heard that they closed it again. And so we're going to start to see cities close. And so what's happening is a lot of these commercial buildings, and that's what I'm telling anybody in real estate, don't go to commercial right now because these commercial buildings are going to be left vacant. Zoom, the owner of Zoom went from a multi-million-dollar business to now $1 billion business because they were on a digital platform. So this information that you guys are getting tonight, this is not just another webinar. Like if the kids are talking or whatever, really tune them out because I'm telling you right now, these next 5 months are either going to be the best of times or the worst of times. So you get a chance to determine that. And we have people like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth who fought for us to be able to educate ourselves. That's the greatest asset that you have, is to educate yourself, because you can't be broke anymore. The velocity of money is moving faster than it's ever moved in the entire world. And so all you have to do is position yourself to say, okay, let me get in the flow of money. It's like the book, Who Moved My Cheese? They're closing jobs, fitness, gyms. Southwest just made an announcement today that they're going to stop taking cash, which is why we need to be saving crypto and trading crypto, which is why we need to get educated on it so we can understand what does that mean. They're talking about it's a coin shortage, right? A friend of mine went to the gas station today. They said, we can't give you back any coins. And so all of these things are what we call wealth indicators. And if you know what these are, then you can take advantage of them. My sister lives in a beautiful penthouse downtown Baltimore. She calls me, she said, Jewel, girl, I know I'm tripping. She said, I'm so glad I signed up. She just signed up about a month and a half ago. She said that there's a sign on this ATM that says, we take Bitcoin now. And she's like, I'm so glad I'm here. So that I didn't even understand what that all means. And so we are we're really in a powerful, powerful position. The kind of money that I'm making right now, I'm so grateful that I had ears to hear 4 years ago. So I just want to encourage you guys to take notes, get aggressive, make the decision. Don't sit there and hem and haw and overanalyze. Make the decision and just make a decision to learn and earn at the same time. So Randy and Wanda, I want to thank you guys so much for being an amazing power couple that you are, for asking to put this call together. We have to huddle. We have to take responsibility for educating our communities. I was watching the Billionaire, what's it called? Billionaire Boys Club. It's a great show, and I love everybody, but it was all like my white brothers in there. There wasn't like one black person. The only black person was working at the restaurant, serving food. And I said, I'm just so grateful that any person, any color, any race, any demographic, any age, wealth is here. You just have to be aggressive about it. When I was watching that movie, I was like, dog, it wasn't that one person of color except for the person to kill somebody. I said, Lord, we got to change the narrative. So I'm so glad you guys are on here tonight. And so, Randy, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joe. Appreciate you. So the next person we're gonna bring on, she is also, what I love about being a part of this organization, even though we don't benefit, of course, You know, we're partnership with Dr. Joe Tang, but we also have a sideline partner that she doesn't benefit off her, and we don't benefit off one another, but we work as a whole, as a team. She is also a powerhouse mentor in this company, Women Empowerment. She is the founder of Rich University. She has been in this industry really just taking names. You've probably seen her in some big networking events, you know, doing some women empowerment movements. She is a multiple seven-figure earner as well too inside the industry, folks. So I'm going to bring on this power couple, Dr. China Bethley and Andre Bethley. Dr. China, are you on?
Hey, I am here. Hey, Randy, how are you? I'm super excited. How you doing?
Doing great. There you go. There you go. I'm going to spotlight your video.
Okay. I'm excited to just be here with my Wealth family. It's just a beautiful thing to be a part of something where people are having a different conversation and putting people in a position to win and win really, really big, and just being able to enjoy no matter what season we're in. I know not everybody is able to have that conversation right now because obviously some people are maybe dealing with, you know, being turned over at a job or furloughed and something like that. But I'm so grateful for this amazing Wealth community. So Wanda, Randy, thank you so much for just saying yes, seeing the vision to do this, you know, even though you guys were going through a transition. I know your kids are happy that you're home and they can enjoy just the increase of life and abundance and just being an example as parents to them, with them seeing the work ethic that it takes. And so thank you for putting this together and bringing consistent content to the masses of people in the time where I believe people are really starving for it. And I see my sister here, Dr. Jewel. I'm so godly proud of her. You know, when I think about Dr. Jewel, I think about the fact of a lot of people that don't have a lot going on sometimes say stuff like, I got too much on my plate, or I'm too busy, or I don't know how I can find the time. And when I see Dr. Jewel and Dr. Ben now on webinars like this with the amount of success that they've acquired, it's just really a blessing to say, listen, at the end of the day, if all the stuff you got on your plate ain't feeding you at the level that you want to eat, you need to move some stuff around so that you can make time and space for this. Because here's the reality. This information right here is something that we were purposely left out of. Forex is not new. Binary options is not new. Cryptocurrency may be new, but people have already became billionaires from it. So it's still not that new. Why don't you know about these industries? Why don't you know about these different asset classes that you could have access to if you had the right wealth circles? What are the conversations that you guys are having right now? Are we still talking about being entangled in something when the finances and trajectory is not like it needs to be? So we need to be intentional about our conversation, where we're spending our time at, who we're spending our time with. And when somebody invites you into a wealth circle, what that simply means is our conversation is different. The resources and the access is different. The relationships are different. And so you want to push into that. Whoever is sharing this information with you, you want to make sure that you, after we're done and you hear it, you will have enough information, I promise you, to make a decision. I say the same thing over and over again as it relates to making a decision, because that's the one thing that I can tell you that has allowed us to become extremely wealthy. It was the mindset of just making a decision and deciding, even though we didn't have the whole know-how of how everything worked and operated. So I believe some of you may be being exposed to a higher level of a conversation that you may not understand everything today, but I do believe that you're going to see somebody on here that you can really connect to, that you can recognize your story in, that said, yes, when I was introduced to this 4 years ago, Dr. Jewel called me on the phone. I didn't know what Forex was. I didn't know what she was talking about. And if I was in my natural mind, for those of you that are believers out there, I probably would have said no. In fact, in my mind, I said no 7 times, but the Holy Spirit was pressing. Some of you need to trust your gut more now than ever before in your life, because we're living in a time that nothing makes sense. It doesn't make sense that we're still at home. It doesn't make sense when I leave out, people got masks on everywhere. It doesn't make sense that when you drive up the streets, everything is shut down and these kids are still at home. None of that makes sense, yet it's a reality. So here's the when you start to hear about what we're doing in this space, it may not make sense, but it is the new reality. And what's happening right now is that you have a unique opportunity to position yourself in front of the largest movement of our time. Yes, this may be the craziest thing we've ever experienced thus far, but what happens next for you depends on the decisions that you make right now. Listen, the most beautiful thing about what we provide right now for you is that we already got the results. You don't have to take our word for it. No. You don't have to take our word for it. The results are already here. We done proved it. We done tested it. We done back tested it over and over and over again. And guess what? We're still standing 4 years later. We're still standing in the midst of preparing for a recession. Fortunately, we're still standing in the midst of a pandemic. So what that simply means is that this is recession proof. This is pandemic proof. This is the world being turned upside down proof. And guess what? Numbers are soaring like never before. Why? Because in this market, that's $6.7 trillion a day. It's a money market, and money is still moving from nation to nation, and we're simply giving you an opportunity to participate. So when you say yes, most of you will simply say yes because of a relationship. So Randy, Wanda, I want to thank you so much. My husband couldn't be here right now, but he is killing it on binary options. We are taking the full responsibility, the full assignment to make impact on nations and generations around the world, because we know that this blessing was not just for us to sit at home and trade on our phones with. We are called to nations and generations to get this word out to the masses of people. So if somebody pick up their phone and say, hey sis, you need to come see this. Hey bro, you need to come. In fact, y'all need to still share this link right now. There should be tons of watch parties going on right now. This is what we want to trend. This is the conversation that we want to be had. We want to position people in something that is real, where there's a real product, a real service, and a real trade that you can develop as a skill to make money inside of the market. So Randy, Wanda, I love you guys. I'm so godly proud of movement, and I'm so grateful for every single person that will make a decision to say yes on today. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. China. And I want you guys to know this. These lady bosses, right? Mompreneurs, they're mothers as well, killing the game. So I want you to know that every testimony that you're hearing, every excuse that we will make, I will promise you that they are crushing it above and beyond, and they've exceeded, talking about that wealth zone. So I'm going to bring up one more person who's really close to me. Okay, another mompreneur, another lady boss in this industry. I might be a little biased. She's my wife, but I've gotten to see my wife move over these years inside this industry. And let me just be clear, she is a boss in this industry as well. She is also a speaker. We've been in this industry now 7.5 years, and where we've been able to accumulate wealth doing this, along with the rest of everybody on here as well too, real estate, investing, silver and gold, and all the above. And so some of you probably have known her and seen her at the stadiums as well too. So I'm going to bring up my wife, Miss Wanda Webb, Chairman 25. Let me find where you're at.
Hello. Welcome. I see all the beautiful people on the line, jumping on the line. The numbers are going up. Friends, do not let friends miss wealth conversations like this. So guys, I know that you're going to hear something that's incredible. I know that you're about to be exposed to a way, to an option, okay? Here's what I want in your mind, all right? I'm not just going to send you to see this information in a little bit and that's it. Listen, real quick. You may not know me. I might be a stranger, but I bet you right now that your spirit says that I sound familiar. And the reason why is because truth knows truth. And here's what I want you to be thinking about as you're seeing this information. It used to be that we could dream about getting out of poverty by thinking about maybe that college degree, maybe that good job, the one with benefits and healthcare and even vision. And then eventually, after a couple of years, we might get out of debt. We might even move to the nice side of town, put our babies in sports, right? They go to a different school. And that's it. You live your life. You have benefits, insurance, maybe you die, that's it. And what happens is your children go right back to the hood. And it's as if you never made your own wealth choices. And so here's what I want you to have in your mind. Everything that we do has progressed. The way that we communicate has progressed. The way that we eat has progressed. How we conduct our relationships, how we live, everything has progressed. Except the way we make money. Even the way we spend money is progressed, but the way we make money has not progressed. And here's the question I have, people. I would love to say that if you want to make a couple hundred extra bucks a month, awesome, stay on the call, awesome. But I'm looking for the person on the line who says, I know it's not enough, the path that you've just described, because I've done it and it's not working. Here's what I believe. Until we make absolute and conscious
wealth choices. That means that I understand it is my job to remove my last name from poverty. It is a wealth choice. It's been proven, studies show that it takes over 20 years of no mishaps, of no misfortune to remove a last name out of poverty. 20 years with no hospitalizations, with no student loans debt, with no arrest, with no drug abuse, with no domestic violence. 20 perfect years. And then, and only then, does a person have a shot at removing themselves from poverty. But we see it over and over again. Their kids go back to the hood. Their grandchildren will go back to the hood. Why? Because what we did not do is we did not make an absolute wealth choice. If you think that money, wealth, and abundance is just gonna happen, I want you to consider what you've been doing for the last 10 years. And if you do that again, how likely is it just gonna happen? It's not just gonna happen. Just like you're not just gonna lose weight. You're not just gonna wake up and be in the best marriage of your life. You have to work. You have to literally wake up and say, I am making a decision that this is my calling. For me and my husband, I was 24 years old when I met my husband. And one of the things I told him at 24 years old is I feel like I am called, literally chosen, to remove my family from trauma, from poverty, and to completely move my last name into such a different area and territory that my children will think I'm lying when I tell them how I grew up. And what I was really saying at such a young age was, I know what's up to me. I'm going to be the wealth activist of my family. Because if I don't do it, then I just gotta hope that one of my children or my children's children will do it. There's a book by Dennis Kimbrough, who is a Black professor at Atlanta Clark University, and he hosts a podcast called Conversations with Millionaires, and he hosts Black millionaires. And one of the things he talks about is we have to teach people to make a conscious wealth choice. No more, I'm doing good, you know, I have some dreams and little businesses I want to. No, nothing can be little anymore.
That's right.
Nothing can be happenstance anymore. We don't have a choice.
That's right.
We have to say, I will take the burden of creating a wealth choice for my last name. I understand that it's a 20-year journey, and I will still take it. We have to be we have to be willing to basically leave Egypt. We have to be willing to leave Egypt.
That's good.
And that's the question I want to ask people. Yeah, I know this is going to be fun. Yeah, I know you're about to see a money-making opportunity, see one of our amazing business partners show you this. But before you even put your eyes on this, I want you to evaluate yourself and ask yourself, am I willing to make a wealth choice for my community, for my family? Because opportunity does not go away. It just goes to the next person.
That's right.
And so I'm grateful for you to be on the line. I'm grateful for some truths to be shared tonight. Thank you, Dr. Joel, for being here. Dr. China, thank you so much for being here. You guys have been such an example to us. We came into this 2.5 years ago, had no idea how we were going to wrap our identity, our brand, and our mission around this. And now I literally could not live without it. Wow. I would be a fool to think that I could expand my portfolio and be an example as a $1 million woman without understanding money and monies and the world systems and putting my pennies in the market to turn into dollars.
That's
so
right.
I appreciate your example that you set. You have made a wealth choice and it impacted my family. That's how powerful the wealth choice you made. So thank you. I'm gonna give it right back to you, Randy. So I'm excited for this call. HFX is mind-blowing. Thank you, iMastery Academy, Christopher Terry, Isis De La Torre. These people have no idea how they have impacted us so much. And I'm excited for all of these families on the line to see what we saw 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you so much. So we're going to jump right into it, folks. I want to share a quote with you guys from Nelson Mandela. He says, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Overcoming poverty is not a death or a charity, it's an act of justice. And what I believe our mission is to impact 1 million families around the globe. And on this call right now, 259 families. That's what we get to impact your lives if you hear us clearly. You know, we came to this company 2.5 years ago. A little bit about our background. I was a pilot in the United States Air Force. I spent about 14.5 years serving. In 2012, I ended up getting diagnosed with lupus, and we had to make a wealth decision for our family. When I stepped away from the military, we became entrepreneurs. And great thing, we were already investing before I left the military, so we were in a position to go full time full-fledged in our entrepreneur journey. So it led us to this industry here where we were able to become multiple six-figure income earners within our first couple of years of being part of the industry. And then when we moved over to this company 2.5 years ago, wow, it just blew our minds, because not only did we create we've now found a way to put our money to work for us in the market anytime that we want. You see, I was a young kid born and raised in Compton, California. I came from the bottom, and I've seen every class from poverty to middle class to upper class now. And it is a wealth decision. So if you're on this call right now, you're like, well, I don't have money, I don't have this. I promise you, stop stating your limitations. We're going to show you how you have no limits. And by just gaining a skill, getting education, how you can win. Now, here's my question to you. If you had a friend get you on here right now, and if they told you that you could make, let's say, $2, some of your, and I want you to do the math, 2 times 6, if you can make $2 in 1 minute, would that be worth it for you? Okay? See, that magic, I know in my head, if you can make $2 a minute, and I know you got to get some sleep, but in 24 hours, you know, that's about $2,700 and some change. If you times that times 30, we're talking about $83,000 a month, which would equal $1 million a year. See, what we're going to introduce to you today, we're launching a platform called High Frequency Forex, okay? And it allows us to make money in minutes. Now, let me make sure you understand, just like anything else, it's a skill that's required, but this is where our academy comes in. We give you the skill to become great, but you have to start to become great. And I'm so fortunate enough that 2.5 years we started our journey in our process. And I'll tell you, I went through the entire educational system. And listen, I had been in the Air Force for 15.5 years, aircraft commander. I deployed to Afghanistan. I led men and women into war as an aircraft commander. And I finished my degree and my master's degree, working on my doctorate right now. And I'll tell you right now, none of those degrees compares to what we're doing right now.
Wow.
See, now I can travel to places like Africa, and it doesn't matter the amount of money that they have. And I can show the skills and get them to start making money outside of their economy. So if you're on here right now, I want you to understand you do not have to be a victim of your environment. You can change your environment. You can make money in any country around the world with what we're about to share with you right now. So I also have a special person, a customer, an HFX trader who has killed the game in this. And he's going to share the tool that he's been using inside this company. And I want to use him because he's only been in the company for a year, but you're going to see how powerful our company is, that it can take a regular person like yourself from ground zero to looking like you were born on Wall Street, okay? Today, because of I Am Master Academy, because of what our founders, Isa Delatorre, Christopher Terry, they're experiencing in the industry and in banking, and what they've shared with this platform, we're now freeing families around the globe. So I'm gonna jump into the information, folks, so bear with me here as I share this information with you all. And then once we finish this, about halfway through, you know, I like to say, show me the money. We're gonna show you the money. We're gonna show you how we actually do it in the market. So folks can walk up and say, I don't know if that works. Well, we're gonna make sure that you absolutely know that it works once we're done with the call, okay? And that's what excited me when I got involved. You know, one of my first primary trading mentors, Dr. Kathy Kirkland, crushing in the market. She is an 8-figure trader doing this. When I plugged in her, I remember being on the call just like this, except there were 600 customers on the call. And the person that was sponsoring us in, they said, Randy, because I'm an analytical person, I want to know everything. I want to go do research. That's the type of person I was until I seen this. And they said, Randy, stop sweating everything. All I want you to do is see it. And if you see it, I know you don't have to go out and go search anything. You're going to see it. I said, okay. It says, set up your brokerage account. Get all this stuff ready. And when you get on, you hear the word sell or buy. If you want, you can copy off of it. And literally, I hopped on that session. And in less than an hour period, she had seen several trades. I took one of them. My very first trade, copying and pasting. I didn't know anything. I made $331. Listen, I was sitting in my kitchen table with my wife. I remember what we were going through. And I hopped up off the kitchen table. I ran around the house. And I came back to my wife and said, baby, we about to put some zeros behind our income. Let's go. Okay, so I want you guys to feel this energy. I'm excited because I know if you see what I see when I first seen this company, you're going to do exactly the same thing. So let's jump into it, folks. The name of the company we're going to talk about is called I Am Master Academy. And I want you to know right now, you don't got to know it. You see, the company knows everything, and they're going to let you know how to get inside this market. So as you know, there's 4 ways that we all have been taught to make money. Unfortunately, most of us, we only focus on one. And then when we have to go out and get more money, we go and do 2 of the same thing. And I once heard from someone that 2 jobs are for 2 people. Today, we're going to show you how to at least get rid of one of those jobs. You know how to get a side hustle, but being able to push some buttons from your phone or from your computer. But we've been taught to go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work for someone 40 to 80 years of our life. And as we're seeing today with what's happening, you're seeing major brand name companies filing bankruptcy. What does that mean when they file bankruptcy? That means no one else is getting your retirement. And so I don't know about you. I was looking for something to make sure that my family was secure over the next 40 to 80 years. Better yet, that we had generational wealth that was going to push. What I knew, being a part of the 60% wasn't it. And we tried to do the 35% where we worked for ourselves. I became a real estate agent. I was selling homes. But one thing I understood, if I didn't sell a home, I didn't make money. Okay, that's being self-employed. Now, nothing wrong with that. But I learned that in order to become wealthy, you have to find a way to compound your effort. See, I looked at that. I do what the banks do. You realize the banks, they compound your money, make more money. Well, all we're going to do is teach you wisdom and basic principles about creating wealth. And it requires that you compound money. And so if you can't compound your time at your job, or you can't your bank account, we're going to show you what compound. See, I want to introduce you to what we call the 5%. The 5%, they represent 95% of the wealth in America, in the world. And what do they pertain? Business owners. You know, they get their money to work for them. And then lastly, what we're going to teach you with I Am Master Academy, how to become active investors. That means you sit in front of the computer, maybe for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, make some money. We're going to show you that today. Okay? Or maybe you throw in the trade and you go about the business, you go to your job and you let the money just grow for you. We're going to show you how to become an active investor, because we know that is the realm that most people should be in, where you get to control 95% of your wealth, versus if you're the 95%, you have no control and you only make 5% of the wealth. So what I want to show you folks, you know, the power of compound. Everything in our life is so weird that we weren't taught this thing in school. We've been taught that to pay our credit cards on time and we pay a compound interest to them. Do you realize that most credit cards you pay 15 to 25% interest daily? And so they compound it up. Listen, when we got out of debt some years ago, credit cards keep on coming in. They don't care. They want to make money in some shape or form. Wonder if I could show you how to compound your income instead of compounding your debt. See, that's the key. If you were to fall into a deep hole right now, okay, meaning you fall into debt, how do you get out? You get out the same exact way that you fell in. But most people, 80% of the world right now, 80% of America for sure, is in debt. And the reason they can't get out, because their debt is compounded and it's drowning them. And no one ever taught them, hey, you should compound your income so it can match your debt. And at some point, they zero themselves out and you can become debt free. Let me show you a way that you can do that. Instead of allowing the credit card, your mortgage, and everything else to be compounded around you, let me show you a compound sheet. We're going to show you how to plug into our system. We're going to show you the strategy tonight, and where you can literally, okay, compound money in minutes. You know, we have some phenomenal traders inside our organization that are winning at a major level. So can you guys see this right now? We need to make sure you guys see this. So here's what we call this. I like to say this is going to be your trading plan. Now understand, folks, past results do not equal future results. This is going to pertain to your skill level. This is going to pertain to you plugging into our Go Live platform, learn the skill, learning from the educators, and if you're following maybe some of their trade ideas, okay, you will be able to compound the sheet just like this. So it doesn't matter if you start with $100, doesn't matter if you start with $1,000. I just want to show you an example. If there is a way you can make either, whether it's 8% a week or whether it's 8% a day, there are people that are doing more than this, there are people that are doing less than this. So everybody's results are going to be different. But let me show you what compound looks like, especially when you take control. Okay, so if you started with $1,000 in your trading account, 8% per day or per week, okay, we're looking at making $80 for that first trade, right? So we do it maybe four or five times to make our goal, and it happens. So that's 1,080. Well, as we keep on compounding, you'll realize the number is going to get bigger. So the more that we make, the more that we can put up. The more that we make, the more that we can risk and put up, the more money that we make. So literally in a 90 trading period, it could be 90 days, it could be 90 weeks. What I'll tell you is just take your time. So what you're looking at right now is a trading plan that I actually use, and I cross them off every time that I go past the session. So I've taken a real example, $450 account so far to 2,200, just new accounts over time. Past results don't equal future results, but I know that anyone can do this. We're going to show you a 5-step process that you can just take some calls and do it on your own. So this is the power of compound, taking $1,000, and you guys see it. You know, can this be you? Yes, if you're willing to put in the work to do that. Now, you don't have to start with $1,000. You can start with as little as 100, or you can even start with $250. I don't know if it's going to let me do this sheet or not, but let's change that. So we'll go into this a little bit later. So let me just carry this on, and we're going to go right into the information, and then we're going to actually start a live trading session with you guys. So welcome to I Am Master Academy. We're going to introduce you to the Forex market and all that Forex is. The foreign exchange has been around for over 2,000 years. Nothing new. So most people, they hear about it, like, I don't know about that thing. It's because you just didn't have wealth friends. You know, I can admit that was me. I did not have wealth friends in my circle to teach me about trading in the stock market, trading with Forex, and now trading binary options, high frequency Forex, where people are doing this at very high levels. We have a personal friend, he's an educator in this company. You guys are going to get to meet him, also called Matty Pitts, one of the educators you'll follow. He's made a significant amount of money with a lot of zeros behind it because of this platform right here. And he was a student, okay? Now understand, he just went through the education. So what high frequency Forex is, we can put time, okay? So instead of putting the trade in and wait for it to hit a certain target point, no, we put it to trade in, and as long as it stays below the point that we put it at, we make the money, above or below. So this is what we call high frequency Forex. And in I Am Master Academy, we have a very simplified platform. Now we do have multiple academies that we're going to show you, but today we are focused on HFX because we have a lot of folks that are winning at very high levels, and it's easy to start. And this week, you know, if you start today, you get your broker account funded tonight, you can actually probably start trading with us starting tomorrow just by plugging into our Go Live platform. But we have several academies that we may talk about here. One called our Forex Academy, we have our HFX Academy, and we have our Digital Currency Academy. You heard Dr. Joel Tanger talk about where our money is currently going as a population. I was just looking at an article by Bloomberg where they were talking about the Bank of England with the Rothschilds, and they're looking at the digital dollar. The United States is signed that into effect. There's going to be a digital dollar. Now, everyone's starting to look at it. When you start understanding where money is going, okay, and you can be first on the forefront, guess what? It's like you're making a decision like Warren Buffett, okay? There's no doubt that cryptocurrency is a deal as well as Forex moving in the market. And what we're doing as a company is we're making it simplified. We're making it in plain language where you don't have to have these fancy financial words to make money with what we do. We keep it simple. And you're gonna get access to over 100+ educators that are gonna teach you the way, teach you different strategies. You may resonate with one educator, you may not resonate with another, but I know that you're gonna resonate with one of our educators. They all have different perspectives, they all have different backgrounds, and they're all successful in our company. They have to be vetted in to be educators. They have to really make money in their accounts to be educators. So you're listening to what I like to say, the Michael Jordans of our industry, and you get to plug in with them daily. You're gonna get live mentorship, and you have a schedule that looks like this. So based on our 3 platforms, we have Forex Live, we have HFX Live, we have DCX Live. You know, we like to say, you know, whether you want to do Forex and chill. This, I don't watch TV anymore. I like to look at my education because this is the real money conversation for what we're doing, for what's happening right now. So if you're not in money conversation, this is the time to do that. Now I have a little video here. This is some trading and how simple it can be. Okay.
Hourglass, we got our arrow. Okay. And then here we are in profit. Boom. And so we just wait for it to close out. Get a profit in our account. So if you're ready to learn about HFX, just DM.
And just like that, folks, it takes, you guys see it's an arrow. Literally, it's an arrow. You get to the next slide here. So it's an arrow. So you may be asking, how do I get started here? So we're going to jump into that, but then we're going to open up and actually show you what you just seen there in real time. One of our top educators or one of our top traders on top of our team. So what does it cost to become a member right now? So I talked about 3 academies. Today we're going to focus on one, which is HFX. However, you know, I'm an elite member. Anytime that I join some, I want the best of it all. I want everything. So to get everything in our company, the Forex Academy, the HFX Academy, and the Digital Currency Academy, maybe you don't understand the blockchain right now, okay? Maybe you don't understand Bitcoin. Well, this is the way for you to get all of it outside of HFX as well too. Now, when you do the elite membership, you're gonna get every strategy that HFX provides. Now, typically, if you just become an HFX member, you're gonna add on whatever strategy that you want, okay? But if you're an elite member, you automatically get everything. Yeah, I want the a la carte. I want it all. So $325 today to get started. That's all that it costs. Okay, and then 4 weeks from the time that you sign up, that you'll have a monthly payment. Now, here's the great part of our company. You know, there's no sneaky tricks. There's no contract. Nothing to keep you in. We believe that our truth is enough, and we believe that our product says it enough for itself. Meaning, when you come in, our products are going to work, and our goal is to pay you as a customer because our products work. So if you're here after 4 weeks, it's $275 a month to be a student inside our company month. Okay, no contracts involved. Now, if you just want to come in and just want to focus on HFX, which you're going to see tonight, it's only $235 to get started. Listen, folks, that's a simple impulse buy. That's a simple, listen. Some of you look at Amazon right now, boom, 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 put the cart in and put the order in. Some sort of store the next day. $235 is going to put you in the wealth. But you know what I really love about this? Because I would pay well over $235 to sit down with someone making 7 figures. I would pay $1,000 to sit down with someone who's made a lot of money and ask them how they did it. And the great part about I Am Mastery Academy, I like to say, it's bigger than Forex, because this is going to allow you to change your circle. You may say, well, Remy, you say I'm the sum total of 5 people I hang around the most. I don't know anybody that's rich. I don't have any wealthy friends. Well, in I Am Mastery Academy, you will, okay? Because you don't know who's making money inside this company. And they will act just as you're going along, and they will rub shoulders with you. They'll teach you their way. They'll show you exactly what it is that you need to learn. Okay? It's only $235 to become a part of the Money Club, the Wealth Club. And if you stay 4 weeks after that, there's only $174 to get monthly to stay inside the company. Now, here's the greatest part. That night that I made money, you know what I did? Here's how simple this is. If you made money, like when we show you tonight, you make money. Is it likely that you're going to call someone up, you're going to brag about it, maybe you might call mom, dad, brother, sister, some best friend of yours and say, you know what just happened? I just made $10 in a minute. I just made $25 in 5 minutes. You're going to tell someone about that. And if you're going to do that, guess what? We're going to, as a thank you, if you refer 2 customers into our company, we're going to waive your fees. That means the $175 that we were talking about, if you get 2 people that come in for HFX or Forex, you don't pay that $175 per month. You now have a waived fee as long as you have the 2 active customers. If you're an elite member, okay, that's awesome too. You get 2 people that go elite. That's now you have waived $275 a month, and now you have every product for free at the customer. I was in. You know what's funny? We do this already. We go to our favorite restaurants and we'll tell people about, like, man, I was just at this restaurant. Oh, this was so good. And then they go to that restaurant, and what do we get? Nothing, right? We just referred some business to a company. Here's the greatest part about our company. You literally can be, whether you become an ambassador of our company because you love the product and you get a free product, or we're going to show you another way as well too. Not only will you create your own trading, okay, as you're a student and learning, we're going to show you how to actually build a business if you want to. You see, that first night that I made money, I called my mom up, I called my dad, I called both of my brothers, okay? And I told them what happened. They said, sign me up, put them in the system. And then literally the next day, I got 2 sisters as well. One of my sisters called me. She's a health administrator in North Carolina, and she typically doesn't do anything like this. So I didn't want to bug her. She goes, bro, mom says she signed up for somewhere she can copy and paste off someone and make money. Is that true? I'm like, yes. She goes, why did you call me? I'm like, sis, you typically don't do things like this. She goes, no, bro. Every time you show me something, I'm introverted. I'm shy. I don't like to talk to people. Okay. But I heard that I can literally just copy and paste and make money. I don't got to talk to anyone. I said, it's true, sis. She goes, bro, I'm in. And I signed my sister up. So all my siblings right now trade Forex. All my siblings are a part of this organization. They do this. And what we're finding is that families, of course, families are going to tell family about it. If you're really making money, you're going to tell your family. You're going to tell your mom, dad, brother, sister. We know that. So we want to give you some credit for that. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to bring up one of our top traders. Let me just tell you how I came across this young man, this father, this husband. Okay, now HFX trader. Giving you a little bit of his background. He's from Corpus Christi. He is a cinematographer. Let me get my lights on here. Cinematographer, someone who basically produces video, produces movies. And when he came across this company, he actually met someone in church that was a part of our organization, and they kind of told him about it, and he reached out. Okay, I didn't know him at first, and he gets in as a regular customer. And all I know, he's in and he's doing his thing, and before you know it, I see these things popping up. Flyers. Oh, thank you, Sixto. Thank you here. So appreciative. And I reached out to him, and I realized not only was he just a customer, okay, on his own free and goodwill, he was helping other customers, and he was making a lot of money inside the market just from the tools that we were using. And he became very good. I would like to call him an expert at what he does now. He spent about 4 months studying our academy. Okay, he did like me. I wanted to make the money day one. Now he said, I'm gonna sharpen my axe for about 4 months, and then when I go to slice this thing, I'm gonna slice it one time. And I hear so many stories in this industry. You'll hear that 95% of people are not successful. Now you got to understand where that comes from. Okay. If you don't go to college to learn something, if you don't go to med school, you want to become a doctor, you won't be a doctor. Most of us, we want popcorn results, but we're not willing to put in the work. I'm proof that this works. Profitable trader, and so many other profitable traders on this call. Well, I'm going to introduce one to you that he's going to share, the product that he's using inside of our company and how he's doing it. He's going to share with you live how it works. So I want to bring on none other than one of my good friends now. Okay, one of our top traders in the organization. HFX trader now, Mr. Sixto Serrano. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me find your video here, and I'm gonna give you access to share your screen. Where are you at? There you go. All right, it's all yours. Take it away.
Okay.
Woohoo!
So, all right, what are we looking at? Okay. Can you see my screen? It's the hourglass.
Not yet. So what you're gonna do is click that green button, the green share button, and then click on the screen that you want to share.
Oh, okay. All right.
And in the meantime, guys, let's show Mr. Sixto some love and some good energy, and let's embrace our brother and just thank him in advance, guys. He's not getting paid to do this, so show some love. You cannot duplicate what you don't celebrate. I appreciate you so much.
Okay. All right, test 1, 2. You guys can hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Woo! All right, let me just say thank you, Randy, for having me on. It's definitely an honor, a privilege to be here tonight to share something that is changing lives, literally. I mean, my inbox is full of messages of people thanking me for sharing strategies with them and going on live sessions during the week with them and just doing trainings. I enjoy teaching people. I enjoy giving back to people. I enjoy sowing seeds, and I'm definitely reaping rewards because the trading group I started is blowing up. My YouTube channel is blowing up, and everything is just blowing up right now because I'm just giving. I am just sowing seeds and giving, and that's what I want to do. I want to help as many people as I can because I know the product works. I am the product. Just put it that way. I did put in 4 months into this. I did not go live before 4 months. My wife gave me a deadline. She said, if you do not produce at a certain time and date, you're gonna have to look for something else. And so, that put fire under me, and I was like, all right, let's go. I'm gonna start working. I put boots to the ground, and I just started going on the go lives almost every night that I could find an educator on. Like, I didn't care who it was. I'm clicking go live. I am going on and just duplicating what they're doing, mirroring their strategies and what they're doing. And that's how I really got the hang of it, was just looking over the shoulder of these fantastic educators that Mastery IM Academy has. So I just want to explain one of the strategies that we use. It's a very, very simple strategy. It's called Cash Trap. Cash Trap was developed by Matthew Thayer, and it's, for beginners, the way that I'm going to explain this, you can actually, if you sign up tonight, you can start using it this week to make an investment and to create your account. So this is how you use Cash Trap. Hold on a second, let me just take some water. All right, so I'm gonna explain Cash Trap very simply. What we're looking at is a 5-minute chart. Up on the left, we're looking at 5 minutes. This is a 5-minute chart. This is Euro CAD, the European against the Canadian dollar. And right here is Bollinger Bands. To explain it and for you to understand, just think of it as rubber bands. So the top of the red lines up here, it's a rubber band, and the green down here is a rubber band. So anytime the candles reach the rubber bands, whether it's the top or bottom, they tend to bounce right off. And 10% of the time, they actually protrude outside of the rubber band. And if it's a good setup, usually I'll get into a trade as soon as they protrude outside of the rubber band, if everything aligns. But everything has to align if I'm looking at it, okay? So if I were to take this, even though the EMA, this purple line right here is called an EMA. Whenever I see an EMA, that's just basically telling me the overall trend that it's going. So right now, because it's on the bottom, the overall trend on this particular pair is going up, okay? For Forex traders, we usually say it's a bullish trend right now. So when it's going up, I'm going to be looking for buy setups. Sure, you can take sell setups going with this strategies, but I'm looking for surefire setups. So I want to increase my winnings by utilizing surefire setups. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the candles to drop down. Basically, it doesn't have to drop all the way down because I usually use the 1 minute as well, the 1 minute chart, but I'm looking for pullbacks down so that it can pull right back up, okay? So right now, it's given a down arrow, and that is one of the indicators that we use. It gives a down arrow and then it gives an up arrow, but I'm looking for an up arrow because the EMA, the purple line, is below the Bollinger Band. Another thing that I'm looking for are cross-ups. This is the stochastics and the RSI indicators, the two in the bottom. I'm looking for cross-ups. So when this line, these two black lines cross up past these green dotted lines, that's basically giving me the okay, like, hey, it's moving up. This is an indication for buy. People also say it's oversold. And then when it's on the bottom, it's oversold, and when it's on, on the top, it's overbought. So anything that's oversold and overbought, it usually reverses. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for the cross up, and this one's going cross up. So that's 1, 2. EMA's on the bottom. That's another indication that's telling me, I'm looking for buys, and it's close to the Bollinger Band. I'm looking for the arrow to turn green and to go up. And then as soon as it turns green and it goes up, the bottom is the price point that I'm looking for. So the bottom tail of this arrow, if you can see all the way to the right, and it gives you an entry point. But if you see to the right, on the bottom of that tail, it's going to that gray box. I would be looking for 449 if I were to get in for a sell. Each candle is worth 5 minutes, okay? So now we're in a new candle, and it's already 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this candle. I'm still looking for a green arrow popping, and look, it already popped up. So as soon as it pops up, I would hit call, which is buy on my broker account. So let's go ahead and look at the broker account real quick. All right, so this is one of the broker accounts you could be using, and this is VidiForex. This is one of the ones that I use, and particularly why I like to use this is because it offers a rollover feature. Just for an example, I'd like to just take a trade. You could take a trade as small as $1. So if you're just starting off and you want to practice, you could start with as little as $1, okay? One of the rules that I stick with is if you invest into your account, however much you have into your account, the most I would put into a trade is 5% of your account when you start off, okay? So that, one, you don't over leverage, and two, you don't blow your account. You want to study the strategies first, and then get into doing live trades. But there's also platforms that will allow you to start demo accounts as well. So here we go. We're looking at it right now. It's a bit too late to get in. If I were to get in, I would love to get in, lower onto this trade, while we would have been in profit had I gone in as soon as I saw the green arrow. But just for educational purpose, I want to explain what we're looking at right now. So on the left-hand side, these are the currency pairs that we're looking at. And when it says 60, 83, 84, this is the percentage that the broker is paying out to you. And then over here, you could put in the amount that you want to take the trade for. So I just have $1 right there. Okay, and you can literally make money in minutes. If I click on the timer 1 minute, then I would get my results, whether it win or lose, in 60 seconds. Okay, which I love about this platform. There's no waiting. You know exactly what your results are within seconds, within minutes, however long your trade is. So let's go ahead and put it on 3 minutes, because using the cash trap strategy, it's required that you take a 3-minute trade. And if it doesn't go your way within 3 minutes, that's enough time to roll over. So I'm going to go ahead and just click call, which is buy. And you see on the bottom right-hand side, there's rollover. Okay. So what this does, because I'm in a 3-minute trade, if I click rollover, that would have given me 3 extra minutes had I needed it. So if it were to go below that, then I would wait just a little bit, probably just like about a minute or 1.5 minutes to see if it would go my way. But if it doesn't, I know according to my analysis, like, hey, you know what? I know this is going to go up. It just needed a little bit more time. Then of course I would roll over. But I have a rule of my own. I roll over at least 3 times max. After that, I just let it go, and I let it go as a lesson. And it's not a loss, it's a lesson, because I have to learn from my mistakes. I have to learn, what did I do wrong in my analysis? Did I not look at the news before? Did I not look at the current street before? So that's one of the things that I want to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead, just for educational purpose, I'm going to click rollover. Now I have an extra 3 minutes added on to my trade. Okay. And what that does, just to add the 3 minutes, you have to put in 30% more. Now my order size is 130 instead of $1. So my profit would be 70 cents if I win this trade. And if I lose this trade, it's only $1.30. Now, you know how much you're losing. And, you know, or traditional Forex, you could lose way more than that if you don't, you know, put a stop loss or anything like that. So, but I don't want to get into that. Let's stick with HFX binary options. And let's go back to this chart right here. So what I was talking about the strength is, every time you want to make sure before you go into a trade, especially, you know, if you're taking a greater amount into your trade, you want to check the currency strength. See, right now we're looking at Euro CAD. We want to check the currency strength. Let me refresh this. All right, Euro has 3 bars, CAD has 1. So Euro should be going up because Euro is stronger than CAD. So let's go back. And so when we're looking at the chart, we want to see, well, one, we already know the EMA is on the bottom, so the overall trend is going up. So we already know that. So it's not a matter of when it's going up, if it's going up, it's a matter of when it's going up, okay? So that's why I like the feature rollover, because I know eventually it is going to go up. So some trades do need a little bit more time, but eventually it will go in the direction that you want, because that's how the market moves. It just goes in waves, ups and downs, ups and downs. But as soon as you understand how to analyze the chart, and you understand what are trends, what's consolidation and so forth, you understand and you're more confident in your trades using binary options training with HFX strategies. So there you go. Let's go back. So this is what's called a pullback. It's actually pulling back a little longer than expected. Usually it doesn't take this long, but It's 9 o'clock at night, so the market is slow. So the movements of the waves are a bit slower than, you know, trading the New York session, which I do. I love the New York session because it moves a bit faster. So you get the movements faster and you know your overall outcome quicker. So let's go ahead and go back. And so you see this is very close to the strike point that I was in. It's moving in waves, up and down, up and down. And if I wanted to, I could have rolled it over again. But since I'm too close to the end time zone, the expiry time, it won't allow me to do that rollover. So again, for educational purpose, I also want to explain the double up. So if I click double up now, it will give me the exact same order size. And if I win that, that will allow me to just basically cancel out my first trade. And that's what, again, if you do double up and it does drop below it, that actually gives you an opportunity to do a rollover as well. Okay. So this is what has happened to me after 5 months of dedication on studying the strategy. There's multiple strategies here. Cash trap is used in certain times of the day that I find that is best in using this strategy. I also like the gator. Gator is used for a long period of time of strategy. So when I use the gator, it's mainly because I'm going to do, you know, a 2-hour or 3-hour trade, and I'm gonna wait for it, you know, just a little bit longer. But it's definitely, you know, an awesome strategy, especially for those that have patience. Okay, you can definitely use this for if you have patience, and it's for trends. So if you look at these long trends happening, it called out that this was going to be a long trend. If you want to zoom in right here, right there, it gave you a down arrow, and we're looking at this. See, this is a 5-minute chart. You could go even longer than this, because this would be like, you know, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour type trades. And let's go to Liberty. And Liberty is one of my favorites. Liberty is, you know, one that it includes 3 strategies: Simple Scalper, Pickpocket, and Web Slinger. Simple Scalper, what we're looking at right now, is best used in consolidation phases. I love using it in consolidation phases because, one, it allows you to see the trades very clearly. So let's look at this, and I'm going to explain this. So when it's on top of, you see the EMA, I'm going to be looking at sell setups. EMA line is on top. The price hits the top of the Bollinger Band, and what I'm looking for are crossovers. So if this black line crosses over down, and then this black line crosses over down here, this is the stochastics and the RSI indicators. I'm going to be looking for a 3-minute sell because I'm looking at a 1-minute chart. And so if I got in as soon as it crossed over, which is this candle, this red candle here, this would have been this, each candle is 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, I would have cleared. So we would just wait because we're looking for sell setups for it to come right back up on this pullback, and then look for another sell setup. You'd be patient, look for it to cross down. This crossed down, but came right back up very quickly. So this would have been one that you would have waited for. So we would have let this alone. Now you have one that came up. You see the wick. This is where it traveled, but closed in the bottom. So it traveled up, hit the top of the Bollinger Band, and you see, because it wicked up, the strength of it was weak. So it didn't stay up here. You know, for advanced traders, if you would have seen that, you would have taken that for a 3-minute trade for a sell. Advanced traders, when they're scalping the market, they see this very quickly. They see a quick spike up, but it doesn't resonate with the strength of both indicators. They would have definitely taken that trade for 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3, that would have definitely cleared. And again, on top of the Bollinger Band, got your spikes down, it crossed down on both red dotted lines, and you would have taken this trade here, and 1, 2, 3, clear. So this is how simple it is once you understand the strategy. It's, you know, it just makes it very simple. So I'm gonna just show you what happened here, and it went right back up. So it's not if it's going to turn around in your favor, it's just when. So this is a prime example that it just went right back up. All you needed was one more rollover. Had I done one more rollover, I would have just cleared that. So back to you, Randy.
Man, thanks for taking the time there. Everybody drop some stuff in the chat if you enjoyed that session right there. So what we're gonna do right now, like I said, you're gonna plug into several educators on Go Live as well too. You know, Sixto is killing the game in the trading space. Not only is he elevating his skill, but he's helping his group elevate their skills as well too. So we are one big community. So I got one last piece to add to this. You know, if you got value out of there, I see all the seven drop in the chat. Thank you so much, Sixto. So I'm gonna take it from here. We talked about waiving your fee. We have one last part that is optional. So I want you to type in the chat optional, okay? Now, if you want to become an ambassador, if someone calls you up and said, hey, I'm about to start this business, and it is in a $7.7 trillion industry, and you have the opportunity to become a franchisee, okay? You can start your own business. Would you do it? And so when I partnered with this company, not only did I look at what they were doing, but the comp plan in itself is powerful. This part is optional. I'm gonna go over it. You can become an ambassador for our company. Once you become a customer, you refer 2 customers, your fees are waived. If you get a 3rd customer, what we recommend is if you want to start your business, you can for just $15, okay? Have your home-based business. Now, I believe in three scenarios. Number one, the average millionaire has at least 7 different ways they make money. You know, a lot of my mentors that I introduce you guys to, you know, Dr. Jill Tankard, she doesn't just do real estate. She's just not one of the top network marketers, you know, not just a speaker. She's also hosted a TV show. She has multiple streams of income. We have multiple streams of income. So we know the average millionaire has at least 7 streams. Number 2, if you don't figure out a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die, okay? I was a pilot. A lot of my buddies are still flying for the airlines today, okay? I still had to make money while I slept, so we decided to build something like this. And number 3, this industry outside of real estate has produced a lot of self-made millionaires and success stories. Me and my wife, one of those success stories, and so many others. So if you decide to refer someone, you get $25 for every time the customer signs up for school. If they decide to do an elite membership, you get paid $50. But here's where it gets fun. This is called residual income. You see, there's insurance agents that make residual income. If you're a real estate broker, okay, you get to override the commissions of other real estate agents. So understand this is nothing different except you finding a way that you can get into the system and create a residual wealth or a residual plan. So when you refer 3 customers, you become what we call a platinum 150. That means you make $150 a month. Now, here's the great part. You're not doing this on your own. Can you do exactly what the person who invited you here is doing right now? They're looking at the screen just like you're looking at the screen. They just invited you. And so, or you might be seeing this from Facebook Live, okay? It's just that simple. So I don't know about you. For me, that was a no-brainer. I remember when I started this industry 7.5 years ago, and my first millionaire mentor, he says, you're partnering with me. You know, when I do the work, guess what? It works out for you. So I start putting all my contacts in front of my mentor. And guess what? We became successful because of that. We understood the power of leverage. So our next level in the company is called Platinum 600, which I think is significant. You make an extra $600 a month residual, you know, for the next 12 months, right? If you stay at that level. So that's only 12 customers. That's not you sign up 12 on your own. It may be that you partner with 3. They show 3 customers. The next level you go to 30 is Platinum 1000. That means you're making $1,000 a month. And that can help a lot of folks out. When we came into this company, Platinum 2000, that's $2,000 a month. We hit that in the first week of being part of this company. Now understand that our results are not typical. We had experience in this industry. We were ready to go. Okay, we understood the value that we were providing. The next level is called Platinum 5000. That's where you're making $5,000 a month. Listen, let's just talk about the numbers. There's not a lot of people in this world right now making $6,000. As a matter of fact, the combined household income in the United States right now is $53,000. We have young men and women, 19. We have someone as young as 18 years old hitting these levels inside the company. So understand, millennials, baby boomers, Gen X, it does not matter your background or when you were born. It just matters about what work are you willing to put in. Do you want to become an ambassador? Okay, so Platinum 5000 means you make $1,250 weekly. We hit the level of chairman 10 in 60 days. That's $2,500 weekly at that level, which is 500 customers as your organization grows. So imagine just being a student, you're learning how to trade, you show it to other folks, and then you just get them plugged to the platform. The next level we hit in 16 months time is called Chairman 25, where you make $25,000 a month residually. And that's 1,250 customers, $6,250 weekly. And of course, Chairman 50, which you heard from a Chairman 50 today, which is $50,000 a month. You heard from my upline mentor, Dr. Joe Taylor, Chairman 100, $100,000 a month, which you get paid weekly in the company. And we have Chairman 250, which is $250,000 a month. Chairman 500, $500,000 a month. Listen, folks, we talked about a wealth circle. There is no time before. If you were to talk to me maybe 10 years ago, and I was on a webinar like this, I would not believe that someone was making $500,000 a month. And I'm gonna tell you, in this company, you are seeing the best compensation plan in the entire industry. If you're willing to put in the work and get the effort out of this, then we'll help you get there. So this is not something that you're coming in by yourself. If you're ready to partner up with someone who's already successful in this industry, then that's what you're saying yes to. You're gonna partner up, change your circle, and we're gonna help you elevate in not only your trading space, but also in your business space. Now, we're fully transparent as a company. You can go to im.academy, download this for your records, and just take a look at it. It's just telling you exactly what I just told you, what people make in this company. So it's a simple decision. And I believe that this is not a sales pitch. If you want to make more income, the person who invited you on, it's simple. They're going to send you a referral link, get you plugged in. We're going to show you how to set up your broker account tonight. What you're going to do is be able to plug into our Go Live platform. And so when educators are calling their trades, you can actually copy off their trade ideas if you choose to. Okay? Or you can start in your demo account and learn how to do it on your own. And so it's an A, B, or C decision. A means, hey, I got the money, I'm ready to get started. Now, what I don't want you to do is don't let the lack of $235 be a decision for the next generation. Okay? I get it. We're in the United States, people are in debt. I know what this is worth. I would go find the money. See, I found a way to find $17,000 when I started investing in real estate, and I didn't have money, but I found a way. $235, you'll find a way, and I know it'll be worth your value. As you got a couple questions, hopefully I can answer any questions that may come in the chat here, or if you have questions, get back to the person that invited you, ask them those questions, and they'll get those questions answered and get you started. If you're a C and you stayed on this long, that just means you have some reserves. That's okay. Get those reserves, go do the research, get it answered for yourself. But what I'm telling you right now, plug in and look forward to partnering to everyone on this call. And in everything that we do, we will continually leave our legacy and leave our mark around the world. So thank you for coming on today and listening to what we had to share with you. Get back to the person that invited you on and just make this. Thank you, folks, and we appreciate you being on. Peace.
Okay, guys, go ahead and get back with the person that shared this video with you. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. Binary options is becoming more and more popular. We're showing you simple ways that you too can learn how to trade inside the market. We have Forex, we have cryptocurrency, and we have binary options. So we have a suite of information and education for you to say yes to Forex right now. So if one of my partners sent this video to you, go ahead, let them know you're ready, DM them right now so that you can gain exclusive access inside of our community. All right, guys, see you soon. Mommies, this is definitely for you. I'm always multitasking with a house full of kids. I promise you, I feel like I have 7. If you're a mom and you're looking for ways to work from home, from your cell phone, this device right here, then this is definitely something that you want to do and you want to do now, because you have an amazing way to learn and earn from home. I spoke with a young lady today and she's like, Dr. China, you guys are really rocking and rolling. You guys are killing it over there. I'm hearing all the testimonies about the winning that people are doing and the money that they're making, but I don't think I could do it. I don't think I have the time. And I say, listen, here's the reality. None of us thought that we could do it. None of us felt that we had the time. But the reality is this does not restrict you from your time, because we're showing you how to take a device that you already have, which is your cell phone, and download the Money app. All you're doing is copying and pasting in the beginning until you decide to go further to learn. In the beginning, when we tell you to buy, you buy. When we tell you to sell, you sell. And as you see the accuracy of our guidance, it makes you want to know more. It makes you want to know, how the heck did that just happen? How did I take 10 cents and turn it into $2, $3? In the beginning, it's not about it being a big number that makes you feel like you're going to have $1 million tomorrow. It's simply knowing that your bank would not have been able to do that. If you put, $200 in the bank, if you didn't make a deposit or withdrawal, then you probably would have less money in 30 days. We put you in a position to compound your money with compound interest, growing your money 5% a day, 10% a day, 20% a day with no limits, to be honest with you. We had a gentleman today that grew a very small amount of money to a hefty amount of money. Let's just say that he has paid off all of his bills for the month for 1 day of trading. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen for everybody. That's not usually the case. But the mere fact that he started with us a few months ago, and that's even a reality at all, is absolutely amazing. So inside of this Forex world, you is up to what you put into it. Your time, your energy, your money. One of the reasons that I tell people being a part of a wealth community will allow you to make more money because it minimizes the learning curve. Not only do you learn from the education and the information, but you also learn from your peers. You learn from people who got started when you got started. You learn from people who are just a little bit more advanced than you are because they got started maybe a little bit before you did. And it just makes a big difference. So if you really want to make some serious money inside the Forex space, the reason that I recommend partnering with us here with Rich University is because it's going to allow you to walk through time. It's going to allow you to skip the line. The average person that's going to find a cheap way out to go and just watch a bunch of videos that really contradict each other. The source of information is not the same. So you're getting contradicting information because you're just watching information that's not a part of a curriculum or a part of a system. Usually not only costs you a lot of time, but it costs you a lot of money. Not only money that you can lose in the market, but money that you could be making in the market if you just had the proper education. I believe that if we take this more serious and understand that this is the time to be really, really conscious about wealth, developing wealth, then I believe that you would be totally okay with investing $234 into yourself, $174 a month, with the opportunity for you to earn a whole lot, obviously more than that cost, but opportunity for you to waive that 174 fee. We do offer you a scholarship inside of our community when you are part of our mission, when you decide to impact nations and generations. It's fun, it's amazing, and honestly, this is a time to be around the right people with the right conversation, with the right connections and the right resources. We help you to develop your brand and your bank account here with Rich University. So if you're interested, go ahead and DM me wherever you're seeing this at, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. If one of my business partners share this information with you, go ahead and DM them. Whoever page you're seeing it at, you could just literally stop what you're doing right now and say, who page am I watching this information on? Let me stop procrastinating. Let me stop debating. Let me make a conscious decision to join the #1 platform in the world for this. If you're looking for Forex, if you're looking for crypto, if you're looking for binary options, then you don't need to look anymore. Rich University is here in partnership with IM Mastery Academy to help you win and win very big inside of this space. So Dr. China Bepley here, founder of Rich University. Thanks for watching. DMUS, not now, but right now. Thanks so much for being on, and we will see you on the inside.